You can tell whatever you want to tell.
When you called me the next day and said I woke up naked next to this man.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Really, Vicky?
liar.
You're gonna deny it?
Yes.
Really? On your kid's life, deny it right now.
Yes, you
on that
betcha.
baby's life.
Tell me what to think.
Really?
Ever.
Really?
No.
You just said she
No.
gave you the evil eye.
You did give her the evil eye.
Who is this person? Somebody bring Tamra
What,
back.
did I give her the evil eye?
Will you please bring
You did.
Tamra back? You're psycho.
Really? I gave her the
You did.
evil eye? You can say whatever you want, Shannon. You're a liar and you're a drunk. Stay friends. This is your thing. You are a dick.
On The Real Housewives of Orange County, she called herself the hottest housewife. But behind the tequila shots, the spin classes, and her sharp attitude was a path filled with lies, double standards, and drama.
What, Ryan? We sell more in a month than what you stole from the Dodger player.
Oh boy.
Tamra Judge needs to be sued. I need to sue Tamra Judge. Vicky needs to sue Tamra Judge, and Gretchen needs to sue Tamra Judge. We all need to come together and file a class action lawsuit against Tamra Judge. We need to take her down.
Tamra Judge spent years creating drama, sharing gossip, and leaving whenever things got too difficult for her. From the famous drugging rumor scandal, to leaving Bravo during a time of big headlines, to saying she was unfairly targeted while secretly adding fuel to the fire, Tamra has been called sneaky, harmful, and truly evil. This is the dark reality about Tamra Judge, and why fans say her fall was always going to happen. When Tamra Judge started on The Real Housewives of Orange County in Season 3, Bravo sold her as the hottest housewife. Blonde, confident, and honest, she quickly made herself the breakout star of the show. With her crazy sense of humor and expensive lifestyle, Tamra was exactly what producers were looking for. Loud, unpredictable, and ready to say anything on camera. She showed off the suburban dream life. Expensive cars, a good-looking husband named Simon Barney, and 3 kids she showed off as part of her perfect family image. But Tamra wasn't happy to just show off her money. From the start, she went after other women, building her reputation as Bravo's new troublemaker. Her early seasons gave fans some of the most shocking TV moments. Who could forget when she told Gretchen Rossi at a party that she was only after money? Or when she pushed Vicki Gunvalson to confront everyone in the group with a harshness that made Tamra seem like the perfect backup player. She played the perfect mix of relatable mom and cruel gossip. And Bravo rewarded her by making her the main focus. But while viewers laughed at her mean one-liners, there was a darker pattern starting. Tamra loved betrayal. She could get close to someone in one episode and betray them in the next. Behind the scenes, she was already being called the puppet master of Orange County. And away from cameras, her perfect marriage to Simon was starting to fall apart. By 2010, Tamara's life fell apart. Her divorce from Simon became a storyline complete with screaming fights and claims of control and abuse. While some fans felt sorry for her, others saw how quickly she used her divorce to get more screen time. She turned her pain into plot lines, and Bravo loved it. Tamara's rise was fast, dramatic, and full of scandal. She'd gone from new housewife to one of the show's biggest stars. But what looked like a winning streak was really the start of her fall. Because as Tamra got hungrier for fame, her methods got meaner. And soon, the housewife who called herself the hottest would become the most hated. By 2013, Tamra Judge wasn't just a star on The Real Housewives of Orange County. She was the show's villain. The funny tequila-drinking mom act was gone. What replaced it was something darker: sneaky behavior, two-faced actions, and betrayal that drove nearly every storyline. Season after season, Tamra was at the center of fights. Gretchen Rossi, Alexis Bellino, Heather Dubrow, Shannon Beador. It didn't matter who it was. Tamra would get close, act like a friend, then turn on them the moment it helped her. Gretchen went as far as calling her evil on camera, saying Tamra loved destroying other women's reputations. And fans couldn't argue with it. The pattern was clear. She called Alexis Jesus Jugs, made fun of Heather for acting superior, and spread rumors about Gretchen's engagement to Slade Smiley. Tamra had a talent for knowing exactly where to hit. And it wasn't random. Every attack gave her screen time, every fight kept her relevant, and every betrayal made Bravo producers excited. The worst part was Tamra acted innocent. She would stir up trouble, make the flames bigger, and then act surprised when the chaos blew up. On screen, she cried about being misunderstood. Off-screen, cast members said she leaked gossip to bloggers and tabloids while pretending to be the victim. Her divorce from Simon also gave her a new storyline, a messy custody battle that spilled onto the show. Tamra positioned herself as the strong single mom rebuilding her life. But critics noticed how easily she turned personal pain into performance. She exposed her children to reality TV drama while saying she was only protecting them. The two-faced behavior didn't go unnoticed. Still, Bravo kept giving her power. Tamra started Cut Fitness with her new husband, Eddie Judge, and producers showed it as her fresh start. But even her so-called comeback story came with shade. She bragged about her hard work, took shots at women who didn't work, and constantly reminded viewers she was the hottest housewife, even as her reputation dropped into villain territory. By the mid-2010s, Tamra was no longer just a controversial figure. She was the villain Bravo needed, the woman who always kept the drama going, even if it meant destroying friendships and reputations along the way. Fans loved to hate her, castmates didn't trust her, and Tamra loved the chaos. But the more powerful she became, the more careless she got. She wasn't just being mean anymore. She was spreading rumors so explosive, so harmful that even Bravo couldn't ignore the backlash. And soon, one of the darkest scandals in Real Housewives history would come right back to Tamra Judge. By the late 2010s, Tamra Judge's villain image was no longer just a Bravo storyline. It was her reality. And nothing showed that more than one of the ugliest scandals in Housewives history, the famous drugging rumor. Back in 2008, whispers began about Gretchen Rossi supposedly being drugged at a party. For years, Tamra denied having anything to do with spreading the story. But when season 14 came around, the past came back to hurt her. Shannon Beador and Kelly Dodd said Tamra planted the rumor, and the evidence was harsh. Old messages and interviews came back up, showing Tamra making the flames bigger behind the scenes, while pretending on camera to be above it all. She wasn't just involved, she was accused of being the one who kept the story going. And the two-faced behavior was impossible to ignore. Tamra had spent years calling other housewives toxic for gossiping, while she was supposedly the one feeding blogs and spreading lies. The fallout was messy. Kelly Dodd called her the snake of the OC. Shannon turned on her. Heather Dubrow exposed her two-faced behavior in interviews. Even hardcore fans who once defended Tamra began to admit the obvious. She wasn't just shady, she was calculating. And then came the breaking point. Season 14's reunion turned into an attack. Every cast member came for Tamra, calling her manipulative, a liar, and a backstabber. Instead of owning her actions, she broke down. She cried, screamed, and walked off. The classic Tamra exit move. By January 2020, Bravo announced that Tamra was leaving RHOC. But here's the dark truth. She didn't walk away on her own terms. She tried to spin it as a quitting moment, posting mysterious Instagram messages about needing to focus on her family. In reality, producers had only offered her a friend of role. Tamra wasn't leaving as queen, she was being demoted. Her departure showed just how much she had relied on manipulation to stay relevant. For over 10 years, she succeeded by creating chaos, turning women against each other, and then crying victim when the backlash came. But Bravo finally pulled the plug. Of course, Tamra couldn't resist one last stunt. She unfollowed every cast member on social media, gave bitter interviews slamming Bravo, and hinted at explosive secrets she'd never tell. It was the perfect Tamra exit. Messy, dramatic, and full of two-faced behavior. But Tamara's story wasn't finished because, like every Bravo villain, she couldn't stay away. And when she came crawling back, her desperation would make the cracks in her empire impossible to hide. When Tamra Judge left the Real Housewives of Orange County in 2020, she wanted the world to believe it was on her terms. Instagram posts about focusing on family, interviews where she claimed Bravo had begged her to stay. Tamra spun her exit like a power move, but the truth was, it was a demotion. Producers offered her a friend of role, and Tamra couldn't handle the embarrassment. After 13 seasons of controlling every storyline, being cut down to background filler was her worst nightmare. So she did what Tamra always does, turn the rejection into a stunt. She went on a press tour, attacking Bravo for being unfair and hinting she knew secrets that could destroy the show. She unfollowed castmates, accused Shannon Beador of betrayal, and played victim yet again. But this time, the audience wasn't buying it. Fans attacked her online, calling her bitter, desperate, and irrelevant. The cracks got worse. Off the show, Tamra leaned into chaos for attention. She started fighting with Kelly Dodd on social media, trading insults about marriages, kids, and plastic surgery. She picked fights with Shannon, her so-called soul sister, accusing her of abandoning her after the Bravo firing. Every friendship Tamra touched seemed to rot from the inside out. Even her supposed happy ending with Eddie and Cut Fitness started falling apart. The fitness studio, once her pride and joy, quietly shut its doors in 2022 after years of money problems. Tamra tried to blame the pandemic, but fans saw it as karma. The empire she bragged about was gone. Her desperation for relevance grew louder. Tamra started a podcast, threw herself into influencer deals, and kept dropping hints about a Housewives comeback. She gave interviews attacking Bravo, then turned around begging Andy Cohen for another chance. It was classic Tamra. Burn the bridge, then demand to cross it again. By 2022, Bravo gave in. Tamra returned to RHOC in season 17, promoted once again as the Queen of Orange County. But instead of a winning return, it showed just how thirsty she'd become. On screen, she jumped straight back into old habits, screaming at Shannon, starting feuds with Heather Dubrow, and acting like she never left. Off screen, fans rolled their eyes. The act felt old. Her big comeback wasn't the victory she wanted. Ratings didn't shoot up. Fans weren't begging for her return. Instead, they made fun of her for looking desperate, calling her the Teresa Giudice of the West Coast, holding on to fame no matter how embarrassing it got. By 2024, Tamra's legacy was clear. She wasn't the hottest housewife anymore. She wasn't even the villain you love to hate. She was just a leftover, still screaming, still crying, still storming out of scenes like it was 2010. The dark truth was clear. Tamra Judge couldn't live without Bravo, and Bravo, tired of the recycled stunts, was running out of patience. By 2025, Tamra Judge's legacy was sealed, not as the hottest housewife, not even as Bravo royalty, but as the most exhausting villain in Orange County history. Her comeback hadn't saved her reputation. Instead, it highlighted everything fans had grown tired of. The screaming fights, the fake tears, the walk-offs that felt more scripted than real. Every season, it was the same routine. Tamra stirring up trouble, Tamra crying when called out, Tamra saying she was the victim while throwing everyone else under the bus. Even Bravo fans, a group that usually loves messy drama, started begging for her exit. Online forums called her toxic, a snake, and the most desperate woman in Housewives history. Viewers noticed how many cast members she'd burned through. Gretchen, Alexis, Heather, Shannon, Kelly, Vicky, one by one. Every friendship Tamra touched ended in betrayal. She wasn't building storylines anymore. She was destroying every bridge in sight. Off camera, her life didn't look much better. With Cut Fitness closed and Eddie's role reduced, the power couple image fell apart. Money rumors spread, and Tamra leaned harder on reality TV appearances and paid partnerships to keep her name alive. She had gone from bragging about being a business mogul to hustling for podcast downloads and Instagram sponsorships. Her personal brand had turned into a contradiction. Tamra wanted to play the devoted wife, the fun mom, the boss babe. But fans saw the truth. A woman holding on to relevance, even if it meant embarrassing herself on national television. Every Instagram rant, every podcast meltdown, every on-camera betrayal only made her downfall worse. By 2025, Bravo insiders whispered what fans already knew. Tamra was more of a problem than an asset. She didn't bring fresh storylines. She brought recycled feuds. She didn't attract new viewers. She pushed them away. For a woman who once prided herself on being the face of RHOC, her reputation now rested on one harsh truth. Tamra Judge had become the very thing she accused everyone else of being: irrelevant. Her final image. Not the glamorous, sharp-tongued housewife she once was, but a warning story of what happens when chasing fame becomes the only storyline you've got left. From hottest housewife to the most hated villain, Tamra Judge's story isn't one of empowerment. It's one of desperation. She burned friendships, destroyed reputations, and held on to Bravo like it was her lifeline. Was she the ultimate villain reality TV needed, or just another warning story of a star who couldn't let go? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more explosive Housewives downfalls. Because in Orange County, no secret stays buried for long.